Fleur De League, what's going on? We're back again, season 1, episode 2 now of State of the Fleur football show. Your lead host, Andy Thomas, aka we're still going with King Cake Boosie until we find a better name. Aaron Vaughn, aka Mr. Tenpin, and we have a new third host now joining the show. We're getting bigger. That would be the number one cousin in all of the land, Mr. Tim Meeks, aka soon to be, but we'll just go ahead and call it now, Daddy T. How you doing,
Close
Tim?
enough. Doing great. Thanks for having me on here. Long
Yeah,
time
well, we
listener, first time caller.
love it. I love it. Well, to anyone new here, just obviously make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. I got told people only hit it if you say smash, not hit. So smash it, pound it, whatever you want to do. So what a week. Fun week. Finally had our draft. About time. Football is, I guess, officially back. What do you guys think?
Thank God. I've missed it.
Good.
Got about 24 hours till kickoff, so
Yeah,
I'm excited.
that's beautiful to hear. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it. We're doing the intro right now, so surprise. We'll just go ahead, go to the second segment here. We're doing a little mental health check. We're really just for one person. Tim, how are you doing after Saturday, buddy? Sunday.
Sunday. For those that don't know, huge LSU fan here. Went to the game, had my heart ripped out my chest, but I do
Probably
it all
multiple times.
Multiple times.
I saw the parent.
Third quarter, I was like, oh, this game's over. There's no chance. And then score on the final play of the game, get some momentum, some chance, and then we all know what happened after that.
Oh, hate to hear it. For us Cajun fans, though, we love to hear it.
Oh, 100%. I was smiling the entire game, start to finish. I was actually worried on that last play. I was like, oh, no. If they win this, LSU fans will just be talking about it forever. But then the block kick was...
I'll just go, no comment. You know, I understand both sides. But go Cajuns. Fair. So, glad you look better, Tim. You seem like you're doing better.
I've recovered.
Good. You're here. You know, that's what's important. So, what a weekend, or before that, obviously, we had our draft, our 9th season now. So, we're with, like I mentioned last week, we have a newcomer. He was introduced with the first round pick. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring up our little draft board up. Everyone could see my desktop there. So let's go ahead with the draft recap. I guess we'll kind of, first things first, before we get into kind of teams, did you guys notice were there any surprises for you guys kind of for the draft?
I guess the big one that I saw was that I know that Christian McCaffrey was like slipping in a lot of leagues that I saw, but like I thought for sure, like in our league, like someone was going to take him earlier than 9. I was actually really surprised by that drop, to be completely honest with you.
I was super happy for that because obviously I got him. I was not expecting to have him there at pick number 9. I know it's a risk, but I think he's going to bounce back, be healthy, and have a great year.
Any concern for injury? Like a broken toenail might be out 6 to 8 weeks, or?
I mean, that's always a possibility, but he's young. He's recovering.
I know you're a Baker guy. Do you think he'll do well with Baker?
All Baker's got to do is just get him the ball. Let him work his magic.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I was definitely surprised. I mean, I think ADP had him around 4. I think when our draft, I had another draft today, he went 2. So I think definitely 9 was very, very shocking.
I'll say, just add on that, I was a little surprised by Derrick Henry at number 3, just because you had Austin Eckler there, you had Najee Harris, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry also coming off an injury, so we'll see how he can recover from that.
He could. I mean, how old is Derrick now? Is he getting into his late 20s yet?
I want to say he's like 27, 28 maybe.
Okay, he's right getting towards his peak if he has not peaked already. That'd be my opinion.
Hey,
Another,
you know what? As a brand new, Tennessee Titans fan, bandwagoning for this year just to test it out. You give him at least he doesn't really start producing till about that 19th, 20th carry of the game, and then he just
he's some
goes.
momentum back
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
I mean, just wearing the defense down.
Exactly.
Another one I had, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but just both of the Seattle wide receivers just kept dropping and dropping and dropping.
I saw that and I thought like I 100% took a defense before a little preview, but I took a defense before I wanted to draft TJ Metcalf. I don't know why. I was like, no, I don't want that.
I don't know who their quarterback's going to be, but I don't trust them enough.
I think
for
it's
two
Geno
wide
Smith.
receivers.
I mean, there comes a point though where the value has to be there. If they're dropping, to the eighth round, if not lower, then I mean, at some point you just have to take them.
Yeah.
Big one for me, still upset about it, is Tim drafting DeAndre Hopkins. And what'd you get him in like the 10th round?
I don't even know. It was pretty late.
Let's see. I was very salty. Totally forgot about him. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins in the 10th round. Hated my life.
Yeah, and you had the back-to-back picks. You could have picked him up.
I forgot he was there.
You got to scroll down the list.
I was in the middle, not going to lie, of opening our driveway gate when I was drafting that because we got home from ice cream. So I was under a lot of pressure.
I just got to get through the first 6 weeks without him, and then I got a stud.
Yeah, I mean, that's my hope for Amari Cooper is, make it through pre-Deshaun, and then after I think we'll be all right.
For about 5 weeks left.
It's fine. I mean, he's got no one else to
playoff
throw
time.
To. The playoffs. That's all that matters.
It really does in this league.
And then other than that, any other surprises you guys saw from my draft last night that kind of intrigued you?
I'm trying to think. I'm proud of the whole entire group. We lasted till the 3rd round this year to draft the first quarterback off the board.
I know usually I'm surprised. I think I recall last year Mahomes going in the 1st round. I can't remember by who.
It's entirely possible with this.
I think I had one more. What was it? I think it was Devontae Adams. Yeah, Devontae Adams going to the 7th pick. I think his average draft position was between 11 and 13. So I was surprised Jacob kind of got him that high when I think there were a couple other options he maybe could have gone with there around that same spot.
Jamar's on the board there. Speaking of Jamar in Cincinnati, I was a little surprised Burrow went a little higher than I expected, even though I'm repping the jersey. I think Kyler Murray was still on the board. Jalen Hurts was still on the board. I'm not so sure that Burrow's going to be a top tier quarterback in terms of fantasy this year.
Gotcha.
Do you think Jalen Hurts is going to be a top tier?
I think he will.
I think he's going to be up there with his legs. He's got AJ Brown now.
I'd put him in top 7.
He's got a chance to make some noise.
I haven't seen anything that I'm like, let's go ahead and praise Jalen Hurts yet. But I mean, he does have the weapons, and I will say that Philadelphia spent money this year. They really, they're building a team to be around him. Like they finally decided Jalen Hurts are a guy. Like they're not playing around anymore. So, I mean, I hope the best for him. And he's got the weapons. I just hope that he can utilize them this year.
Yeah. Do we think Miles Sanders is going to get a touchdown this year?
You know what? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, everyone's real confident about that.
I think he'll do great. Someone's got to cheer him up somehow. If he sees this, which I'm sure he will, he'll get there. So I think it was a pretty well balanced, really, draft. Not too heavy on the running backs. I find a lot of leagues go running back heavy in the first couple rounds. I think with this, there was a nice balance, really, of everything as well. Yeah, nice, good little draft. And also shout out to everyone as well that's listening and watches it. First year, I think maybe ever, if not since our second year, didn't have a single auto draft.
That is true. I'm very proud of everyone.
Round of
Yeah,
applause for everyone.
made
really
the draft a little
sucks.
bit longer, but you know,
Yeah. Well,
I
especially
liked
whenever
it.
Andy takes the entire minute and a half, and he was like 10, then 11, then it was just back to back Andy picks, just 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, you have championship standards you got to uphold.
Oh
So
my God, you had
I'm,
one
you guys
championship.
can't relate, unfortunately.
It's all
At
right,
least in the
Aaron.
last couple of
Give them
years.
this year. It's not going to happen again.
It's all right.
Let me have my year. So cool. Well, I guess next thing I think is we were just going to looking at my little breakdown here. Just the roster breakdown. We're going to kind of go a little bit of team by team here. Everyone gets the spotlight, and we'll just kind of do breakdown. And then after the breakdown, I think we'll just go into full predictions kind of for everything. So I guess we'll just go in order here. We'll start with All I Do Is Winston, which is Mr. Jacob Whitson. Throw me off there. So yeah, any noticeable things you guys don't like about his roster?
I actually really like Jacob's roster. I was looking at it today, and at some point in time, I justified taking almost all of his players at some point in time. I think he's got a dangerous roster. Even on his bench. I mean, some of them might not be as proven as others, but I mean, you can definitely see like James Cook. I mean, he could turn into a good running back. Elijah Moore could have a great year if Zach Wilson isn't Zach Wilson of last year. DK Metcalf, not DJ. I kept on calling him that. DK Metcalf. We let him drop, but I mean, he picked him up, so there was some value there for him. So, and even with the tight end, Dak loves his tight ends. Even whenever he was a rookie with who was that guy? Hall of Famer. But he likes his tight ends. Witten, thank you.
Oh.
But I mean, I think it's a pretty good roster.
I agree. It's a good roster. Yeah, the tight end pick is good. If you can't get one of those top guys like Kelsey or Mark Andrews, I mean, Dalton Schultz is a good pickup right there. I love the Chris Olave pick with the New Orleans Saints.
Of course,
he's going
you do.
He's going to fit right in there.
You love your rookie wide receivers, Tim. You're always a big guy on it.
I'm pretty sure I drafted Justin Jefferson rookie year, Jamar Chase rookie year.
You did?
I mean, lately, the way the NFL offenses are, these rookie receivers are going to produce.
Yeah.
And so going back to the Jets, real quick, I did see that Joe Flacco is getting to start week 1.
It could be interesting if, who his primary target, if who he likes on there. So it could be interesting. Definitely, to say the least.
Has he really done anything since, I guess, winning the Super Bowl for Baltimore? Or, I mean, I know he's played for like 5 different teams now. 4?
I will say, according to Trump, he is an elite quarterback. If you saw that video on Twitter today. Go look it up.
I did not happen to see that one.
And Flacco we trust then, I guess.
The man never lies. So, I think for me, on my notes, I just put good luck. Nothing really sticks out to me. I mean, he's got Devontae Adams. I think he'll do fine with Devontae Adams. I think Ezekiel, people are saying Zeke's going to have a down year. I have him still having a fine year. I don't think he's going to give that spot to Tony Pollard just yet. I think it's fine. Nothing blows me away at the moment with it. Currently, ESPN has his projections finishing 9th, which I could probably see that somewhere on the bottom half of the league, but who knows? Could always change. So next, we got the new guy, unsolicited Dak picks. Apologize last week, I pronounced your name wrong. It's Bly. So I think we'll get Tim, thoughts on his roster there?
This is actually John Max.
No. It is John Max.
You must say that. John Max is not new. I must say no. John Max been here for a while.
I'm gonna mix the two of them up all season, not in terms of people, but just team names. It's gonna happen. So, John Max roster. So, Tim, go on.
Looking at it, if these players play like they did in their prime, he'll be in a good shot. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's usually up near the top there each year. Again, I already talked about Derrick Henry a little bit. See how he does. I'm not feeling Nick Chubb as much this year. I think he's just not going to be as productive as he has in the past few years. Wide receivers, maybe a bit of a question mark there. Of course, McLaurin, pretty good with Washington, and we'll see how Russell Wilson does in Denver. But kind of like how you said for Jacob's roster, not too much really jumping out at me with this roster.
Yeah. Aaron?
I think, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. Like, I mean, he's got some good, like, kind of like maybe some flex players on his bench. Miles Sanders, this could be his year. But I honestly think Nick Chubb could have either a great year, because I think that while Deshaun is on a suspension, I think they're going to have to rely on him pretty heavily, really carrying that workload for him. So, I mean, I think he could be a really good addition. And for this team, he could bring maybe some points that he didn't think he was going to get out of a running back. But also, you put that much wear and tear in your body, you never know. But overall, like, I mean, it's a good luck for me. I mean, Justin Tucker has kicked me out of the playoffs multiple years. So if I come up to him, or if I come against him in the playoffs, like, I assume Justin Tucker's going to win it for him.
Yeah, you do have the curse of the Justin Tucker.
I do.
On your side, for sure. For me, I mean, I think I'm kind of about on the same side as really the both of you. He has the big names for some of these. I think they'll all honestly slightly underperform. For example, Aaron Rodgers, no more Devontae Adams. Let's see, Hunter Renfrow now has Devontae Adams, so that's going to cut some share. Cortland Sutton, now Jerry Jeudy's back. I think, a lot of these skill position players that he has now has healthy players also in that spot. And then I personally think Derrick Henry is just not going to have the years like he's had in the last couple of years. So I think he'll be okay. It looks like ESPN currently has him at, looks like actually 4th. I think he'll slightly underachieve. Somewhere maybe I'm guessing in the 5 to 7 range. That's kind of my predictions, which I'm kind of going too much. We'll lose a segment if we do that. Next up, Mr. Tenpin himself, Nashville Bandwagons. I don't know if we should allow Aaron to comment on his own roster, but we will. Aaron, go ahead, comment on your roster.
I mean, we can dissect it all day and everything like that, but I will give you my, like, I feel like the I guess most valued picks that I found kind of later in the draft. Amon St. Brown, I think he's going to have a good year. He had the most receiving yards as a rookie for Detroit ever, so it's, I mean, he's coming off that season. I think Jared Goff getting better in the system, and I mean, I will admit, I watch Hard Knocks, and I'm a Detroit fan for right now. I mean, whenever they play.
I thought about the same thing.
And each year I normally have a pretty good tight end, and rest in peace to Dawson Knox' brother. That everything that happened with him. So I took a card on him. I think this could be a great year for him. Josh Allen is really good at getting his tight end ball, so it's awesome. And then Tyreek Hill, I was surprised he went that low. Like. A little cheat out there, so I think it's going to be a good year.
What round did you get Tyreek? 2nd or 3rd?
I think it was the 4th.
Yeah, it was pretty late.
Yeah, it was.
It was the 3rd.
Oh well, disregard.
Okay, well,
I'm doing good today.
We must have been a different
my
draft.
guesses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you have a pretty good roster, Aaron. I think for me, your question is running back. Let me see. Yes, my notes. I put Aaron has great depth at wide receiver, which I definitely agree there. I mean, you've got 3 studs. Looks like you're really going to rely on the Minnesota pass game to carry you. Hopefully, it's a nice equal pass game across both guys there.
Yeah.
I think definitely you have a lot of upside with the running backs Just I think hopefully they both can stay healthy.
Yeah. That is something I considered when I drafted him. I was like, oh, Saquon's coming off his, he's still young though. So like, in the NFL today with all the medical stuff, like, I mean, you see kind of younger running backs coming back from injuries much quicker and, almost stronger sometimes. And, DeAndre Swift is the guy this year for Detroit. Hard Knocks all the way.
I'm a Detroit Lions fan. They're my third favorite team now. I'm on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll say I'm a fan of theirs, but I'm a fan of this roster. You went wide receiver heavy, which I mean, not a problem with that. As long as your running backs can stay healthy, I think you got a pretty good shot to make a deep run in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, let's see. I think right now we'll get to full final rankings. He's about in the middle in terms of final predictions, which I honestly, if his running backs stay healthy, I'd put him way above kind of the middle tiers there. So hopefully you do, Aaron. Next up, we have Mr. Devin. Changes it. Finally, I think he went a couple years with the same team name, I believe. So I finally changed it to the Silver State Slackers. We'll have to get an understanding of where that team name came from. So, well, Tim, what do you think?
I'm not seeing this as really a great team this year. He's got, a couple good players. Austin Eckler. I think Bryce Hall, however you say his name. He's gonna be a pretty good rookie running back. The Jets probably gonna be relying on the run a lot this year. Other than that, Russell Wilson, he's got some talent around him. We'll see how he performs. Michael Thomas coming off an injury. I don't think he's going to be a top tier wide receiver this year. I think he's going to be outperformed by Chris Olave this year. It's an average roster, I would say.
Yeah, for Devin's roster, I have it almost as like a prove it roster. Like if they go out and prove that who they are, they're supposed to be, like I think that it could be a good squad. But this whole team is just a bunch of like, have they proven themselves? There's a few of them like Russell Wilson clearly has proven himself. Austin Eckler has done good things, but sometimes been inconsistent. I actually was going to draft Michael Thomas like a few picks before Devin did. I was gonna take a card on him, so I was a little upset. But like I said, I think it's just this is a prove it team to me. There's nothing just jumping out to me that says like, wow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think for me, I kind of have it as he's got some pros and he's got some cons. Like, so he's got great players, has some highs, some lows. I think Austin Eckler, basically he's got a stud for his wide receiver, running back, solid one at each. And then I think for each after, it's a decent drop off. Russell Wilson, I think, is good. I think he lacks bench depth.
There you go.
I got it. So, yeah, I think I see him maybe kind of towards the bottom. Love you, Devin. See you in November, but I don't know how this will turn out. Next one, we got yours truly. I think one of the best teams in all of fantasy history.
Here we go.
So we'll just not, for those that don't know, I'm the Cincinnati Lights. Still work. I've had the team name now for a few years. I might work a change in there. I don't know. I'm pretty unoriginal. I love my running backs. I think it's got two stud. I think personally, I could see being top 5 running backs. Love my quarterback. My big concern, I said this all day yesterday in the draft, is I'm not a fan of my wide receivers. I could see them having great seasons, but I have a lot of worry with my wide receivers. And bench depth's fine. I like my running backs, hate my wide receivers. That's pretty much what it's coming down to for me.
Yeah, I can see that. Running backs you got Cook and Kamara with your first 2 picks. Those are great picks. I mean, they're always going to produce some points there. Justin Herbert, I could see him being either the top or second best quarterback of the year. Good pick there. Obviously, I was gonna pick him with the pick right after you, but you swiped him from me.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, I can see where you're coming from. Jalen Waddle, I feel like would have been top tier until they got Tyreek, and now he's
Yeah.
kind of. We'll see how his targets go with that.
Yeah.
You went with your boy Elijah Mitchell from San Francisco.
Had to
top
be a
running
homer.
back there, so he can produce like he did his rookie year. I think he'll be in a pretty good spot.
I am nervous with Elijah Mitchell. Love him to death, but with Debo, I don't. Who knows? And I know they're trying to still do the hybrid role with Debo Samuel, but yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'm not concerned. I'll make the playoffs.
Oh, is that just what our shirt's going to say? Just I make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, running backs. I know that we talked about it, while we were just on the phone, just talking one day, and you're like, running backs is the way to go for the first few rounds. And you did great. I mean, Minnesota's got the new head coach, very more offensive scheme mind instead of defense. Alvin Kamara is going to do what Alvin Kamara does. But what I see with your wide receivers is definitely like there's not like none of your wide receivers have that like just that guy at quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, they could get lucky or something like that, but I have a feeling I'll be getting a text message here, kind of middle of the season, like, hey, I see that wide
sent one last night.
I was waiting for it, This year there will be no more of Andy's bad draft or bad trade options. No.
I mean, we'll see. They all could have upside. But I think they'll mostly stay. I definitely will not have a top 10 wide receiver. No chance, in my opinion. So, yeah, but I still think I'll win. So on to the next one. This is actually the new guy, Bly. Deshaun's groping arm. Love the team name. For the team itself, not so much. I mean, obviously he's got the number one running back in Jonathan Taylor, and Aaron's favorite Dak Prescott. I think other than that, nothing sticks out to me really all that much. I mean, I do like McPherson, I'm not going to lie. If you're going to get a kicker, I think he got him kind of early.
He got him very early.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, my phone started blowing up, and I was in the middle of like bowling league, and I was like, what happened? I thought for sure, I was like, did someone take a quarterback too early, or like what's going on?
Even better.
Yes. And I saw it, and I was like, all right.
Where did he go? I can't even remember. Let's see. It had to have been somewhere around here.
I mean, I want to say
let's see.
Maybe around the 10th round or right before that.
Where? Oh, 11th round. Yeah. Crazy.
11th round. I mean, there's still a lot of good flex players, and
then John Mack, and these two were actually. I'm pretty sure they said they were also eating dinner together. So they were colluding and deciding to draft a kicker in the 11th round together. That's cute, guys.
That might be the way to go this year.
Hey, it could. It very well could.
It's all about taking that defense in that 10th round, though. That's where it's really at.
Yeah, I got mine. I'll agree. I think I took mine a little early, but it is what it is. But yeah, Aaron, I think you're up next on Bly's team there.
So, I actually think he's got the best team out of anyone in the draft.
Really?
I really do. Like I look at it and I can see him just walking into the championship.
What do you like?
I like them all. I mean, I'm a little bit of homebody with Dak. We graduated from the same school. I was his right tackle in middle school football.
I thought left tackle.
Whatever the school needed. Whatever.
So you were blind. You said you were his blind side.
Well, maybe Dak's ambidextrous now. I don't know. I was in middle school. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a great running back. Tony Pollard is actually a really good running back for Dallas. Zeke is kind of fallen off that train, and Tony Pollard has just stepped in that spot perfectly. Mike Evans, Tom Brady's back. Mike Evans is going to get his catches. Brandon Cooks, that's that's the one I'm like, maybe, maybe not. Kyle Pitts is the only person in Atlanta that they have, so he's going to get his catches. Juju Smith-Schuster, again, like he's in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, he throws it to everyone. Kareem Hunt goes back to that kind of Cleveland running back room where, I mean, what do they have at quarterback? Yeah, they're just going to run the ball and hope for the
people
best.
over.
Exactly. Rams defense is good. Evan McPherson, amazing kicker. Like I honestly think that this is the best team out of everyone. I was looking at it earlier, and I'm like, I would have easily selected all those people and traded away my people to get them.
Wow, very interesting. You think so? Two things off that. One, actually, yeah, I guess Brandon Cooks. I think he went pretty low. I think in the later rounds, which he's a great wide receiver. Eventually the value is going to be there. But do you think Tony Pollard is going to take over Zeke's role?
Oh, I honestly think so. I think Jerry Jones made a bad financial decision for paying him that much money. And I understand like Jerry Jones is all about money, but I think he's a crowd favorite too in Dallas. And I think that people believe in him as the running back, and he's more evasive, and he's just friendlier to that offensive scheme. Like he gets it done. So I honestly think that Tony Pollard will be the star running back by the end of the season for Dallas, which we all make the playoff. So it's all about the end of the season.
Tim, I think you're up. I don't think I asked you.
That's a bold prediction there with his roster, but I feel like I could see it both ways. Jonathan Taylor, honestly, he pretty much carried me to the championship game last year, and then
didn't win it though.
Because of his poor play, lost me the championship last year. The thing I'm worried about is RB2 and RB3, Pollard and Hunt, are both not first-string guys with their team. They might end up getting there, but they're both sharing carries with someone else. That worries me. He does have Mr. Consistent and Mike Evans. I mean, he's pretty much going to get you at least 1,000 yards every year and 10 TDs. So as long as he stays healthy, I mean, that's a great pick to me. Juju, I think, is a great pick.
I think people are sleeping a lot on Juju this year.
I mean, he's getting a huge quarterback upgrade from a barely able to walk Big Ben to now Patrick Mahomes. Agreed. So I think, and Kansas City now without Tyreek. So I think he's going to get a lot of production there.
I absolutely, and I did taking a look at it again. I mean, I love his defense. Obviously, he's got the Rams, so he's going to get a ton of points there. I think definitely his big question mark is going to be his second spots for his running back, wide receiver, and flex. And so predictions has him on the lower side. Again, we'll get to those in a little bit. So next we have Najee Wiz. Who's that now? Is that Jim?
I think it's Jim.
Yeah. Okay. Jim, James, Price. Miss you, buddy. He's still alive too. Don't worry. Tim, go ahead. I'll pull up my notes here in a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. So looking at it, he got, I think, Cooper Kupp's second pick of the draft. I don't think he's going to quite produce at the level he did last year. If I was going wide receiver there, I probably would have taken Justin Jefferson. I think he's going to be one of, if not the top wide receiver this year. Other than that, his wide receivers are good. Cooper and CD, I think, are both pretty good. Burrow, he might be able to be a top 10 quarterback, but don't expect him to go out there and get you 30 points a game.
Interesting.
I think they're going to be relying on Joe Mixon a lot this year in Cincinnati, trying to keep Joe healthy. Running backs, if they can produce, they'll be okay. Leonard Fournette and Josh Jacobs not blowing me away. I could see, maybe fourth seed in the playoffs, but not the best roster.
Yeah. I kind of actually have him as one of my sleepers for this year. I think Cooper Kupp's going to kill it. CeeDee Lamb, he's now wide receiver 1 in Dallas. I think Joe Burrow will still have a really good year. I don't think it'll be like last year. I kind of have him right at about, I'd probably say 9th or 10th in terms of level. I think Leonard Fournette's going to do okay. I think he'll put up similar numbers. I know their offensive line is worse this year, but I still think they'll do fine. Josh Jacobs, I actually do have him kind of down, but I don't know. It's something there that I just for some reason have him as a sleeper. I don't know why. Or and by sleeper, I mean he's going to either be first or second, or his team is going to crash and burn and finish dead last. It's going to be one of those two things. Aaron.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just looking at it, and like I said, I was agreeing with you. Like I was like, I can see, you know, he can rise to the top, or he could crash all the way down. You know, I don't hate his selections, and like I said, I see good things out of it, but I don't know. This is a tough one for it. It's just kind of there for me. It's just like in the middle of the road, like good selections. You know, I could justify taking these picks if I saw them too. So good, bad, ugly. He makes the playoffs.
Fair enough. Next is the runner-up from last year. And what, are you two-time or one-time champion?
Just one-time champion.
Just one-time champion.
Sadly,
However, he is the winningest, and it's not even close.
I'm like, I think I've been runner-up like 3 times or something like that. It's
Yeah.
just...
As you should be with your like 66-39 record.
Yeah, you're absolutely slaughtering everyone in terms of overall record, in terms of their career.
If champions were given based on regular season performance, I'd be a dynasty.
Yeah,
but
you are.
Sadly, they're not.
You are the highest ranked dynasty as well. Congrats to everyone in the team there. So Tim, go ahead, tell us about your roster, what you like, if you don't like anything as well.
Yeah, I'll start off by saying I really hope the Arizona offense does well this year, because I kind of bet on a lot of their players. Kyler Murray, obviously, Zach Ertz, DeAndre down there once he comes back from his suspension, and even Rondale Moore. If they can produce, then I'll be in a good situation. If their offense is terrible, then it might be a long season for me. Travis
I think he'll be fine.
I kind of reached for him, I think, a little bit, but I didn't want anyone to snag him. Having that 9th pick, there's a long gap before I pick again. So I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a better season, and that connection he has with ETN from Clemson he's gonna do well enough for me. I'm betting on Zebo to have a year like he did last year. If he can be consistent, if they give him those carries again, I think he's going to help me produce and help me win some games. Not saying I'm going to be first seed, 12-0 or 13-0, but I think I got a chance this year.
Yeah, fair. Any injury concern, because you have quite a few guys that were out for the season last year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, "Ooh, he is." Week 1 could just break.
You got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. You're not going to win a fantasy football championship by playing it safe.
That's very fair.
So most of the time, that's what I do. I don't think I've ever drafted Christian McCaffrey before, especially not since his first injury. I was like, I'm staying away from him. But dropping in that 9th pick, I couldn't say no.
A wise man, I once heard from a wise man, possibly the greatest collegiate coach of all time, scared money don't make money. So that's the motto you're going with, Tim, and I love it.
Well, I mean, I really hope I get to play you in the playoffs, whenever I see all your players' name have an O next to it, because they're just so injured.
They won't be on the roster by that point.
Yeah, they will not.
So we could have an entirely different roster in 18 weeks.
I'll say, as soon as the draft was over, I went ahead and put in a couple of waiver wire pickups. We'll see if I get them. I'm dropping that head coach.
That's fair.
I don't play with the head coach on my team. I'd rather get an extra flex player in there to play around with.
I do think you have a very, very good roster, though. I have you pretty much towards the top teams in terms of, out of everyone. If everyone stays healthy or majority, I think you're going to be in really good shape.
Yeah, the injury thing was my biggest concern, but it's also your team. So assuming they're just going to come out of nowhere and beat everyone. So take all the money line sprinkles for Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Carolina, and Jacksonville's, I guess. But no, I think you got a pretty good team, and I think you're going to do good this year, like always.
Yeah. And next up, we got Joey out in DC. Aaron, I'll let you go first.
I like his roster. I think it's pretty evenly stacked. He's got some bench players that have to prove themselves, but then he's also got some guys, Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs. Really hoping for that, Buffalo offense to really come into fruition this year for myself as well. But I mean, I think he's got some good players on his team. I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to go far in the playoffs.
I pretty much, my note has him. His team is as advertised. I think I really like his team. Not a fan of David Montgomery. But other than that, I mean, I think he's got a good team. Surprisingly, actually, no, the ranking is, it looks like, as well. It's as advertised in the ranking as well.
Yeah, I really like this team. I think just looking at it on paper right now, I could see him easily being the number 1 or number 2 seed come playoff time.
I agree.
He's got a lot of players on there that I wanted to draft, had him on my list, wasn't able to. Jerry Jeudy, going to get a good bump this year with Russell Wilson. Najee, we saw what he did last year. Now a year under his belt, he can only get better. The Benjamin Button, Tom Brady up there, who just doesn't age, is, he's going to keep producing.
He will.
Somehow, even without Gronk, he's going to keep producing.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, depth maybe a little bit of a concern. Tyler Lockett, don't think he's going to be great. Jarvis is going to have his weeks, but not someone you're going to start week to week. But I will say that Isaiah McKenzie pick, I think he got it maybe second to last pick for him. He was who I was going to get with my last pick, and very upset that Joey got him before me.
So sorry to hear, Tim, that your stacked team didn't have Isaiah McKenzie down there.
I am sure you're so sad for me.
Yeah, I'm crying.
I'm sure we all are. And then last but not least, we have James Beck, whatever. I can't read. And AKA Trent Daddy, if he still goes by that. I guess I'll just go ahead and go first this time. He has a good team. I actually think he'll be slightly below expectations, I think, as well. I think Mahomes he'll still be Mahomes. He'll be okay. Joe Mixon, he will do better, actually, I think, this year with the improved offensive line. But something about Cam Akers and Jamar Chase, I think, will have down. I think something's going to happen, I feel like, where it's just going to be below expectations. Don't know what it is. Don't know why. That's just kind of where I'm feeling. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
You want to take it, Tim?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. I do like this roster as well, along with Joey's. The one pick I'm not a fan of is the Cordarrelle Patterson pick with Atlanta. I don't think he's going to be – he was kind of a surprise last year. No one expected him to be that good. I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to that level this year. Packers D is going to maybe be a little bit better, but we all know the Packers aren't known for their defense. So we'll see
Never knew
how
they had a
play
defense
this year. But, looking at it, he's got some playmakers up there that could definitely help him out.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron?
So I had Cordell Patterson last year, and he was a saving grace on my team. And so I was about to say that. I'm like, I mean, Cordell Patterson, you never know with him. Like, he could get you literally 0.2, or he could have like 30 one week. I was like, all right, because they can use him as a running. He's labeled as a running back, but he's more of a wide receiver. But I think it was a good choice. I don't know where he took him in the draft, but I think it was a good choice for him. And I'm actually very proud of Trent this year. There's only one Green Bay Packers player on his team. Normally there's about 5. He's
There
very
is.
loyal to the Packers, but
He's a
and
Packer through and through.
he didn't take Aaron Rodgers, which is also surprising because that's been
Agreed.
a quarterback miss for quite a few years.
Always has.
I think overall, I think it's a decent team. I don't see anything super wrong with his roster. Maybe depth on his bench. I mean, Melvin Gordon, he's got Russ now, so I mean that could be a good play. Tennessee wide receivers are kind of iffy for me, but yeah, it's Trent's team. I don't know what else. That's all I can say. It's Trent's team.
So in Trent's history, he's always had, it's 1 year he's up, 1 year he's down, and then it just keeps going like that. So I think this is supposed to be his up year, which actually leads us into our next kind of discussion topic is actually rankings. So according to ESPN, they have him ranked as the number 1 team in the league. I don't know if you guys agree with that or disagree. I could see it.
Yeah, same. I could see it. It's possible.
Yeah. Then followed by, actually, I meant to say this. You guys, Tim and Joey, you guys both have your team's names after your tight ends. I don't know if Joey had that last year.
I think first, like I said in the chat, I think first time I've ever picked my team's namesake, Zach Ertz.
Wow.
Also want to point out, was I the only one in the league to draft 2 quarterbacks?
You were.
I think I was.
Pretty sure. You were.
I told you, I'm high on Jalen Hurts. Probably won't start him every week unless Tyler gets hurt, but...
Well, I mean, you might have to start Jalen Hurts, after the new Call of Duty comes out. Because if you've ever seen, like, Kyler Murray's stats, whenever Call of Duty comes out, I mean, they're like, and Call of Duty comes out. So, maybe about late October, early November, Jalen Hurts could be your guy.
Yeah, I'll just wait a couple weeks before it comes out and, try and offer him as a trade to somebody.
There you go. 2, yeah, so 2, we have Joey. I think that's pretty accurate. 3, we have yours truly, the Cincinnati Lights. I was honestly a little surprised. I figured I would have been a little bit lower. Then at number 4, we have Mr. Unsolicited Dak Picks and John Mack. I think it was a little high. I don't know what you guys think there on that. Then the next one, we have Najee Wiz. And if you have a comment, interrupt me by all means. Najee Wiz, which is James Price's new team name. Next, we have Aaron's team, the Nashville Bandwagons.
I think it's fair. I honestly think that's probably. I think it's a fair assumption. I see it with my team, but ESPN, they get it wrong sometimes. But I also think it is what it is.
I think you're a little low, honestly. I think looking just at rosters, I'd have you above John Mack.
I would have you in the top 5, and easily the top half, in my opinion.
I'd have me above Trent's team, but that's just me. I don't know how Trent's number 1, but I don't know how they did that one, but whatever.
It is what it is. And then this one's the shocker here. Tim, you're all the way at 6.
7?
6.
Yeah,
Took me a minute to count.
Is it 6? Okay, I thought it was 7.
It's 6. I think you're low.
I'm going for the underdog this year.
Yeah, the underdog story.
I usually go into the playoffs top seeds 1 or 2, and obviously it's only worked out for me one time. So maybe I'll play it low this year, get those top waiver wire picks.
That's fair. And then in terms of the bottom 3, I mean, I think these are all pretty accurate in terms of their positionings. At the moment, you have Devin's team, whatever they are now, Silver State Slackers. I think that's accurate. All I do is Winston. I think he'll finish higher, in my opinion, than Devin's team. And then last place is Deshaun's groping arm and Bly's team. I think definitely got the the franchise expansion team, definitely in the rebuild stages there. So don't forget, Bly, it is now officially a keeper league. Everyone don't forget. So hopefully you kept that in mind during your draft, because I did not.
Oh, wow. All I'm saying is I still think Deshaun's groping arm has a chance to really kind of surprise everyone this year. I still think it's just my sleeper pick for one of the better teams of the year.
That's fair. I like it. I like the optimism. And then I guess kind of any other final opinions on the rankings portion?
No, other than what we talked about,
Yeah, I'm about to say no.
Again, it's like preseason polls in college. They don't really mean anything.
That's very true. And then I think last little step will just kind of go into overall predictions. I have, where is it? I had kind of the East Division as I think that what am I doing right now? Where's the standings?
You're about to say like the standings button. I don't.
Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm an idiot. So I think the East Division, I think it'll all be honestly really close, really competitive, with Joey, I think, winning. And then the West, I think it'll be top heavy, and then it'll be like the SEC, in my opinion, where you have the just really good teams at the top and then the not so good teams at the bottom.
Are all three of us in the West Division? Did I just see that?
Yeah,
we are. Yeah,
oh, cool.
Maybe the East Division should just create their own podcast.
Maybe so.
So I'm buying high on the West. I think as a whole, it's gonna be a fun league, or division, I should say. And then I guess hopefully you guys made predictions. If not, now you will. I'm gonna make you do it on the spot. I think my top two teams will be. I think Aaron is going to come out of the West, and then the East. I'm second guessing my thoughts now that I'm reading this. And I think it won't even be close in my opinion. I think Joey's going to win the West or the East. So I have Aaron and Joey in the finals, with Joey actually winning the whole thing.
You want to take it, Tim, or me?
Yeah, I'll go next. Obviously, I'd love to say me coming out of the West, but I'm not going to be cocky on here. We're going to play it low key this year. I do agree with you coming out of the West. I think most likely I'm like an Aaron's team, with I think Andy, your team, probably right behind him, and then me in third in that league, in that division. On the East, I think it's going to be Joey as well. I like his team. I think they're my favorite to win it all at this point in time. I think he's going to come out as the number one seed, and he's going to just go straight through the playoffs.
Wow.
Sorry, Aaron.
So I'm going to start with the East first, because the West, is clearly stacked. But I think the East is. I think that Jacob's going to run the East. I think Jacob is a sleeper on the East side over here. Looking at the rosters, and I'll be the devil's advocate over here, but I honestly think that Jacob's team has a good chance to run that East. On the West side,
you're gonna say Bly, aren't you?
So
they're your sleeper.
Now, he is my sleeper for the playoff. No, for the playoffs. If we're coming out of the West. Yeah, I know. But I'm talking about to actually take the West and be the West champion for the year.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's going to be Tim. I think his roster is good for the majority of the season, but near the end, it depends on their health issues. And so, I think he's going to start out great, and they're going to have amazing record numbers for, the first few weeks, and all of a sudden, near the end, it's just going to. But I think you'll have the West kind of locked up by then, and then Deshaun's groping arms going to come out of nowhere and get 26, 27 lawsuits filed against him. But he's going to take the win. Yeah, as it happens. But no, I think Jacob's going to take the East, Tim's going to take the West, and then sleeper Deshaun's groping arms going to go ahead and take it for the championship.
Look at you.
All right. Hot
Wait,
take
time out.
right there.
You said so it's going to be Tim and Bly in the semifinal, and Bly's
Yep.
going to upset him. And he's
Yep.
going to be, who is he beating? Jacob, you said?
Jacob. Yep.
God, what a hot take. I love it so much, though. So, any final thoughts, concerns? We're about wrapping it up here on our second episode here.
No, I think it's going to be a good year. You know, it really showed.
Oh,
No, he jumped it. All right.
I jumped it. I
Just-
messed it up.
He said, "Aaron, shut up." I actually am very excited for this year because it showed yesterday during the draft that like we're all in this, like we're all ready to like actually participate this year. And normally we have one or two people that like after the second week they give up. So I'm excited. I think everyone's going to participate, and I'm looking forward to some trash talk here soon.
Yeah, I want some more trash talk. We don't do enough.
I mean, it's still preseason for us. Season
That's
hasn't
fair.
started yet. It's
That's
coming.
That's
It's
fair.
24 hours.
Tim, will you be attending the LSU game this weekend?
I am attending the LSU
Are
game.
you gonna stay through halftime?
I have to stay through halftime. I mean, the human jukebox, they better perform at halftime.
So
not,
rumor is they're
I'm
doing
gonna
a
riot.
joint performance.
I
Actually,
can see. I'm.
That's terrible.
I'd be a little disappointed, but
Well,
it's
they're
better
doing-
than no performance.
they're doing a split. They'll each do their own, and then one of them, whoever goes first, is going to come back on the field. Is what the
Sure.
rumor is. So we'll
I'm
see.
excited.
Kate,
I don't expect any heartbreak this week.
if
If
they
it happens
lose,
to go that way, you probably will not see me on here next week. Might not see me for a long time.
will we see
Fair.
Brian Kelly?
No, if he loses this
No,
weekend, Brian
he's
Kelly is
not making out of the stadium if he's losing this one.
Well, let's hope for a Southern win. They did score 86 against some NIA school last weekend.
did.
So, Cajuns play Eastern Michigan. Hammer Eastern Michigan to cover. That's all I gotta say. And the under. Why not? Cajuns are great unders. So,
They are.
well, that about does it here, guys. Want to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, even though no one's probably watching. So it's a longer episode. We'll try and keep them shorter next time, but want to thanks for everyone coming out. Later.
See ya.